today, everybody. Let's start in a minute or so early. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for today. Thank you so much for your grace and your kindness and your mercy and your goodness to us. Thank you so much for another opportunity to come into the market. I pray that for myself and anybody else that comes in here to do some trading, I pray that you grant us wisdom and discernment and good discipline. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Let's check out the news. It is Friday. We had CPI on the franc in the London session. Didn't seem to do much. And now we've got core CPI in 30 minutes. That could bring some good volatility. Good morning, Larry. So good to have you. How are you doing today? All right, we got a starting balance of 10,542.25. Got stuck trading into the London session again last night, which was just really no fun. I did not want to do that, and I just timed it exactly wrong on this down leg. I just got stuck in that at just the wrong time, and so I was just in a loss for quite a while. Wait a sec. Wait. No, this is the 1 minute chart. Hold up. Back here. That's what. Where am I? Ah. Okay. Oh yeah, I definitely could have left my trade positions on, but I got stuck in this down leg exactly at the wrong time, right in there, and just mistimed it. Got stuck. Took me all the way into this level. Bounced off the 1.185. Then I took finally little profits in here, and I stopped. I just didn't want it to run against me from there on. I was considering just leaving it on through the night to land some of these other trades from back here, but I just didn't feel, I didn't want to take the chance of coming in here this morning and having it be in a drawdown. So I just took a little, barely a profit, but that is okay. Oh, so maybe not as good a sleep either. Yeah, I got less than 4 hours again. I'm just hurting this morning. I just did it to myself. All right. Oh, I was not even showing you my MT5. Oh, okay, let's do that again. So I was getting caught exactly wrong over in here last night. This faded away from me just at the wrong time. I just got stuck. I got stuck. I almost was able to get out on profits here, and I just kind of I mistimed it. Didn't quite get out on profits there, and then so then I had to wait through all this, all the way back through here, where I ended up taking profits and stopping everything there. And of course, it was right before that up leg, which would have got the rest of my profits, but I just didn't want to hang on to it and have this market turn back down and start today off in losses. So that's what happened last night. It was almost 4 o'clock this morning when I went to sleep. All right, I'm just gonna go with that up leg and just get into a long right there. And I'm gonna clear these charts off. Let's go back out to the daily. So we had that this last week was all through here. We started it out on Monday with this burst up, strong break. And then for this entire week, we've actually just faded downward. And I've been pretty much long all week and still ending up making profits. So kind of a funny little downtrend for the week, but there was enough up and down to make money both sides. Pardon me. Okay, so here's the 1 hour chart. And here's what I've still been looking at for why I've been long. Is this right in here. And that was what this trend here is what kind of gave me my profits last night. So we'll see if we roll over and break through this trend or if we have a strong bounce up. I'm leaning towards oh my goodness. I'm sorry. A strong bounce up. I'm gonna make sure that I trade light today. Give myself a bit of buffer for any little errors. So this is it's right on a good spot. It's right on this little shelf right here. And just get into a long right there, and then get into one more in here, and then a bigger stack on back on the trend line down there. I was a little too soon. Good morning, Vin. How's it going? Glad to have you here. Okay, got this bar will be the nadir candle on the 1 minute chart. So we have this little mini consolidation inside this candle right here, which is 2.2 pips. It's a very narrow range to make money, so I can't add to that. I really shouldn't even add any more in this position because I'm already a little bit oversized on that one. So just gonna have to wait for this to come down to here or go take some profits. CPI news in 20 minutes. Yep, and it's Friday, so we could be in for a weird day. Do you guys like Fridays? You trade on Fridays? You know, there's a bunch of people that just choose not to trade on Fridays because they can be a bit funny. It's Friday the 13th. I didn't know that. I've noticed that days like this, the market literally just acts insane because herd psychology, I guess, mentality. People just assume it's going to be weird and they make it weird. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. I have seen Friday the 13th end up being weird before in the past. Oh, you know what? The volatility should get me out of this. So I'm going to get in one more trade if it bumps into this red line one more time. Get into one more. One more push down. Okay, try that there, and that's enough for that position size because all those trades are not even 2 pips apart. So that's enough. Yeah, Vin, we are in charge, not the other forces. But the other forces do play, they have some power, not to be denied. But we don't have to cave into any authority of that. No, sir, we don't. Okay, 13 minutes to the news. You know, Vin, I was actually reading, I can't remember where I was reading now that you mentioned the other forces, but I was reading like there's a whole bunch of good things about the number 13 and that the kind of like the rulers of this world have defined what that number is and have like tricked everybody into believing that it's like not a good number and like we don't have 13th floors on buildings and stuff and it's like actually a really good number and I just can't remember. I wonder if it will come back to me where I found that, but I found there's like exactly the opposite. Like if there was any uh, truth to what I was reading, it was the opposite of what um, everybody has assumed that the 13th is. So it's just kind of funny. I don't care. I don't, it's nothing to me. If there's something good about those numbers, good. Because God also made the numbers too. So, oops. Oops. Sorry, I'm clicking all over the place. Okay. Have you guys been reading any economic type stuff as to where the currency, the euro dollar, should be going? I'm really like no economist, and I just don't follow that stuff too much on the macro look. Like occasionally I pick up some things, but I don't know if you guys look at that type of information or not. Jesus has given his power and authority to all true followers over everything, as God has put everything under the feet of Jesus. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to add 2 in here. There's 1. Gotta wait for a little push lower if I get into another one. I kind of would like this market to push a whole bunch down before the news, because that's not necessarily a good way to start the breakout to the downside, because we're already running 10 pips just to get there to the breakout point. So if we ran right through it before the news, there's a good chance that would turn into a whipsaw. Okay, so I'm gonna add 1 more right here. And then pause and just wait. Because now this could be the trend line on the hourly chart. Could be. So we're just pull up the hour chart from all the way back here, off this point to this point, and even the news bounced off of it back there, right in there. That was a news bounce on the trend. So we've got 1, 2, 3 points. Even last night was 4 points. I know we're just taking some profit right now, but so let's just zoom into this trend line. I think it's going to play a factor. I think it's going to hold. Personally, I think it's going to, just technically, not so much macro outlook, but I mean, the news could absolutely be the catalyst to change that. So we shall see. Got some higher pivots on this hour chart. You can see that that trend line is playing a factor for sure right now. It did through the London session. It's playing into that. Okay, if it pops back down, I'll grab put that trade back on. Dollar is strong, yeah. It's really been showing its strength over this week. Study the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Cool. So do you think that there's some reasoning for some dollar strength over the next few weeks, or dollar weakness? All right, we just took profits on that one, or I guess that was 2 of them on there. So that's good. Pops back down, I'll grab another one. Oh yeah, look at the participants showing up in this candle. That's good movement. Okay, 5 minutes to the news. I'm going to take one of these take profits off just in case it decides to go in favor. just in case. I should go and study the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. That's what I should do. I need to get better at that stuff. Three minutes to the news. And core CPI can be a good mover, that's for sure. So we'll see if it smashes my stop losses again, like it did the other day. Still get into one more trade if it pops down onto that trend line again. News in 2.5 minutes. And we're coming down to news in 2 minutes right now. Should be a good one because it didn't really get a strong leg all week for it to go anywhere. So I think that we're going to see a lot of movement today. Personally, I'm leaning towards more movement. I hope Trump didn't fake the report. Yeah. Okay, 1 minute to the news. I gotta just quickly go tell my kids to calm it down. All right. News in 20 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Just take that profit there. Oh, I should have held on to that. No, don't say should have. You just took the profit because it was plenty more than 2 pips. That was a solid little trade. I'm all right with that. Those are, you know what? I'm kind of a little bit more awake now. There we go. It's a lot better than a kick in the pants. Yep, it's going up. It is for the moment. Okay, we got one strong 1 minute candle. First minute on the news. Let's measure that. 29 pips. It's a strong 1 minute candle. I'm going to buy and fade these like that. Yes, this is good. We got some good volatility. It's a, I mean, it's not, is it that weak? It's not that weak, is it? No, it's not. Okay. It's not very weak for the dollar, but I do believe it's that trend line coming in there that we're bouncing off of. I think that's what's just causing that pop. Just the technicals. It will keep going up now. Yeah, now that I got out of that trade too. Usually it's my rule to just lock in, just make that one trade that's running just to put it at break even and just let it sit for a while. But taking profits just fine as well. What did we get on that runner? That runner was a bit of a bigger one. $4.25. And we got some positive slippage on those other ones. So they like smashed those take profits and got $3, $2, $3, $4 on those trades. So that was cool. And we're at over 550, 556. There we go. Halfway, over halfway to the goal of hitting that $1,000 mark. Just what I got to get to level this account up. Okay. Gonna add another one in here, just lightly. We're on that halfway mark of the news candle. We just took profit. Got my finger on the trigger for a drop down. I'll buy it again. We've got the halfway mark somewhere in here. Oh, the 1.187. Let's put that on. That's a double zero right in there. That's going to be an important level. Right in there. That's going to be definitely an important spot. Okay. There we go. Some more profits. And I'm just going to put the history on there just to see what that looked like. So yeah, look at that. Look at the positive slippage on those trades. So there's 1, 2, 3 of them there, and they all closed at the 1.187 mark. So that was a nice, good chunk of slippage. I'm going to measure that bottom one. Oh, where's that measure? Get the measurometer out. All the way from there to there. So that one, it pretty much gathered up 8 pips on that bottom trade. So good positive slippage. And then that was a pretty good runner too on that one that was just running. Actually, you know, we did really well on that. Like, I did pretty good, taking about about 9-10 pips of profit there. That was a great setup and a great outcome. Okay, get into another long in here. What's going on? I got my, get this out of here. Okay, one more push down and get into another one right there, and another one. That's 2 trades there. Right on that halfway mark in the 1.187. We should see some good action right in here. If it breaks it, I'm gonna just hold off on adding. I'm gonna let it float around a little and probably let it run down just because it could do a full retracement. So I'm just gonna be cognizant of that line because this is a really important spot. It's the halfway mark on the news and it's the 1.18770. So it's just a really strong number to break it or bounce off of it. So let's see what happens. And we are not too heavy at all. It's just fine if it runs against us. That's just fine. I am going to get rid of that top trade if I can gather up some profits on this little pop. Okay, there's one. If I can just get a little bit more and take off that bottom trade and just get it out of here. Okay, I'm going to get ready to buy again right here. Right back on that level. It's trying to push through. So just hold, see if it can make the break. Struggling right now. Are you guys hearing my boys through the mic? They're just having a riot right now, making a lot of noise. Can you guys hear them? Okay. Now we've got a small candle sitting right on this level. Is this going to be the nadir candle? Or do we break it and head down? Nice and clear, like the audio is nice and clear, or yeah, is that what you mean? The audio is okay. All right, taking a bit of profits right in there. And now we've got a break of this candle, so I'm not going to take the loss on that bottom one just now. We've got a 1 minute 3-bar reversal. And I'm just light. I'm fine now. If it runs back down, that's fine. Gonna buy right there. And if it pops down, I'm gonna buy again right there. Okay, now I'm holding. See if we get a, oh, there's a wick on the top side now, so there's the opportunity to break lower and break this 50% level on the news. Here's that shot. Right now is a perfect time for it to break down. Okay, it's struggling. I'm just going to add one more right now. Really struggling there to break down. Nice, there's the profit on that trade I just added. Is it going to try again? Going to add one more if it pushes on to those lows. Not yet. No, I better not actually. It might break down this time. Okay, now is its opportunity to break down. There's a bounce again. Trying to give it another shot to see if it can break down. It sure is trying really hard here. Okay, here's its opportunity again. Can it push through? There's a close for a break on the 1 minute bar. Having a hard time to break it again. Popping back up off those lows. And a strong candle coming back in. I'm going to take that loss off the top, that $2.80 one, just get rid of that in case this keeps fading downward. Okay, and then when it pops back down, I'll add back into that trade setup. And that just reallocates my position and keeps those targets closer to me. Okay, so if it pops down, I'm going to buy again. That's a good 1 minute bar reversal. And I'm actually going to stretch this one out a little bit. If it decides it's going to break, let's let it just make a little bit more money. Okay, I'm going to add to that position right in here. Add 2. All right, trying to make the break again to the downside. It's got a big candle this time, so I'm going to fade this candle. Because that was like started all the way at the top of that candle and shot all the way through. So it's kind of a, I mean, it could just keep pressing down now, but I think it's going to end up being more of a wick or a turn back up. I've got a couple trades on the bottom of that candle. See if it can push and keep going now. Right into all of these lows. Oh yeah, it's still going to keep pushing down. Well, good thing I got rid of that top trade anyway. I'm going to add in here. Right in here. I'm going to add a couple more right all the way back down on that trend line. And then I'll hold. Okay, it's stalling here. Gonna add one. Took profits on that one right away. Okay, took a little bit more profit there. And another profit. I'm going to just get rid of that top trade for a loss because it's getting a little bit far away. And we'll see if this whips all the way back up. I kind of feel like it might. Okay. So that we've got a 3-bar reversal on the 1-minute chart. Yeah, 100% retrace. Some wild moves. That's okay. I think, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next, but it's a pretty difficult market to trade. All right. Okay, pushing through, hitting some profit. Some more profit targets. And now we're right on that level. See what's going to happen here. I'm going to stretch one of these targets out a little bit just in case it decides to pop up. If it does pop up, there's a good chance we'll come up into these highs again. So just stretching one of those targets out just a little. Just to make up for a little bit of the loss I took on those top ones. Just to compensate just a little bit. All right, trying to push back up. We're bumping into that 1.187 level again. Stalling right on it. So I'm going to take one smaller profit right there, just manually, in case it bounces back down there. See, there's that bounce back down. I've got one trade still sitting on there for the opportunity if it breaks up. Trying to make its turn back over now. And if it comes back down, we'll just buy back down on these levels. Right in here. And we've booked in 560. Started at 542 and we're at 560, so that's great. Okay, now we've got a little turn back up for another shot to see if we can break back above the 187. Just going to zoom out for a little bit here. Try and gauge what's going to happen. And I'm actually going to take that. No, just let it hit. I keep saying to myself, I'm not going to let those trades run too much. That's perfect. Good trade. We hit that target. That was 2.7, $2.70 on that one. So that was great. And we're in really good shape. We're up like $18 now. And we're just getting going. If it runs strong, I'll short the tops of it. If it pulls back, I'm going to buy. The 1.88 level right there, where those bodies closed. Okay, getting ready to buy if it pops down. All right, I'm going to get ready to short right on this level. As we bump into those body closes right there, I'm going to get into one short. And then one or two more up at the news pivot. Because now from the pivot low, we've now run 20 pips back up. So I should be able to find another spot to get some shorts in here somewhere. There's the profit on the short. Okay. I'm gonna just start getting into some buys in here. What? Stop doing that. Get into a buy right there. And that target comes in before those body closes, which is great. Now we've got this line coming back in here to act as some support. Okay, there's a little gap down. I'm going to just buy that. See right in here. There, see it filled it immediately. Very tiny gap, but it very often has been doing that on the 1 minute chart. I don't know if it's going to be enough to grab the profit and heading back down, so not quite good enough of a bounce to hit target. Okay, gonna get ready to add another buy on this line. Gonna buy there. And one more, and then hold. Okay, just taking profit on that first little trade. taking more profit on that little stack. Okay, gonna add one more buy back in here. And then one more on the pivot low. Okay, just taking profit there. I'm gonna take a loss off the top just to get rid of that trade up there, mitigate the risk in case it decides it wants to keep running down. Okay, if it pushes back down a little bit more, I'll grab another buy. Right in here. And that target just fits in before these highs, so that's pretty good. Gonna grab one more on that previous pivot. It's really slowing down in here. No more news today, so it should keep going up. Yeah, it might. Yeah, you never know. And you're also, oh, Larry's on with Todd. How's Todd doing today, Larry? Gonna grab one more buy right there. And I'm gonna get rid of the trade history And also, I'm going to clean up all these chart lines. Oh, I'm going to leave that one on there. Just leaving that hour trend line. He's good. Nice. Is he trading the euro dollar? Oh, the trading plan workshop. That sounds good. I didn't see that one come up. All right, gonna add another buy. It's pushing onto this high and this these highs right here. I'm gonna just add right there. Oops. Okay, took profits on that little trade. Probably will on March 3rd. $200 for all-day workshop. Cool. On March 3rd. Oh, and lots of one-on-one with them? Nice. That sounds like a good idea. 10 days from now. Larry, I don't know. I can't remember if you heard yesterday or the day before. I thought my Alveo was running well. I was able to place a few trades on Monday or Tuesday, and then the platform just locked up on me again, so I wasn't able to run Alveo. Oh yeah, Larry Vin saying, is it in person or Zoom? That's a good question. Oh, it's Zoom. Yours is working fine. Man, I'm gonna try and load mine up again. I actually didn't check my email yesterday. I was so busy yesterday. It was just stacked with stuff. So I'm gonna see if Brian got back to me on what was going on. Just have a look and see. Oh, he's telling me to provide a screenshot of Alveo when it gets stuck. So I gotta, you know what? I need to do that now so that I don't forget. We'll just let that market float around. Stock market opens in 20 minutes. Yeah. So I'm just gonna let those trades just sit there for a little bit. I'm gonna quickly try and fire up Alveo and then take a screenshot of what happens as it's loading up. So I'm just gonna try that now. Okay, it gets to the login pretty quick and easy. Loading workspace. It gets through all of those first initial things pretty quick. And then it pulls up the chart, or Alveo starts to open. I don't know if I can. I'm going to try and just see if I can share Alveo with you guys. Oh no, it doesn't come up. I can't share it. It's trying to open. Let's put MT5 back on for now. It looks like we're going to bump into some profits on the MT5 chart. Oh, and Alveo just shut itself down. I'm going to just send that over to Brian. I'm going to tell him that, yeah, blank screen. I couldn't get it to share. And it shut itself down. It just wouldn't even, it was worse than the other day, actually. So I'm just going to quickly share an email with Brian just so that I don't forget that. So now it's starting to load up and then it just shuts itself down. We'll try to get a screenshot of it attempting to load up. Okay, just fire that off. It's Friday, so it wants an early weekend. Yeah, Alveo does seem to want an early weekend. It's just saying, nope, I'm not firing up for you today. Gonna just add one more buy in here. And Brian is so overworked. I feel sorry for him. Yeah, I guess he's got a ton on his plate right now. I'm gonna try Alveo one more time and see if I can get a oh. Oh, this is so strange. Oh, that is so strange. The platform, it like flickered back on and I got a screenshot of it and then it shut itself off again. That was so strange. Very strange. I am going to just try it again, load it up. Okay, it gets to the login super fast now. Finding server, loading workspace. And now the chart is trying to open. Gonna grab a screenshot again. Oh, it's opening. Huh. That is strange. It is opening now. Let's see if I can share with you guys. It's not coming up, is it? What's going on here? Huh. I wonder if I've got to remove it from my OBS and then load it back on. I'm going to try and do that because I can see it's not it's not coming up for you guys to see. So I'm going to remove that source. Are you sure? Yeah. And then I'm going to try and re-add it. Window capture. Okay. Select window to capture Alveo. Okay. Yes, please. Okay, so I've got all right. There we go. I think I got it. Do you guys see that? It, you recognize it. It's Alveo. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go in here and just try and place a trade. I think it's probably a decent spot. And, but this is my live account, my funded live account. So I don't know. Maybe I should just go into a simulated. I also need to go buy on my MT5 while it's doing that. I'm gonna buy a couple in here. I'll let you see what I'm doing over here on MT5. Just buying a couple in there for now. And then we'll see if we go all the way back down to that hour trend line. I have no idea. I'm like, no idea where this market's going to go right now. Okay, let's try Alveo for a sec. Okay, this is, look at this account. It says it's at 10,000. I'm down 32% in it. Well, let's just try. It's just a simulated account. All right, we placed a trade. I'm also just going to tell Brian it also seems to be working, just so he can see. I will keep trying to operate it today and see how it performs. Okay. Yeah, it feels good to be back on this platform. I really love it. It's my favorite trading platform. It's been bumming me out that I haven't been able to trade it. Taking profits on Alveo. All right. That's kind of good. And MT5 is also taking a bit of profit. Just gonna let that float around and see if it's gonna go up at all. It's just two positions, so if it runs down again, I'm fine with that. Just wobble out of it if it drops down. But let's see if it tries to find an up leg. I'm gonna put Alveo back on for a sec. All right. Well, it seems like I'm able to go back and forth now from these platforms, which is good. If it pops down, I'm going to add another buy. Got a strong turn on the 1 minute chart. Going to keep pushing up. Okay, so on this scene, I'm going to grab and place my video. Oh no, that's the wrong e-meet. I'm gonna just move myself up a little bit more out of the way. Maybe up here. Like that. There. How's that on your guys' end? Maybe a little bit smaller, actually. It's just a little bit. Something like that. Okay, I hope that I get to come back here and demonstrate on Alveo. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not so confident as to why it just shut down. Like earlier, or a few days ago, it was just closing itself on its own. So, not sure. Really not sure what we're gonna do with that, but let's just try trading it, see what happens. Pop a buy in here. And I'm gonna get into a couple buys, just one here on my MT5. Pop into another buy. Yeah, Larry, it's in God's hands for sure. And if it pops down again to that previous low, we'll get into another trade. Seems like we're doing one big old wedge right now. I'm going to pull back Alveo. And this is what I'm starting to see. This come in. See, this is why I like Alveo, because Alveo really, it's nice to draw on. Gonna get into a buy on Alveo if it pops down a little bit more, right in there. Also gonna add on MT5. No, I'm not gonna add yet, too soon. See if this wedge holds its pattern. We could take some profits before the pattern even breaks. And let's just shrink this, take profit down a little bit more, like that. I'm gonna add one more buy on Alveo, and I'm gonna go and add another buy on MT5. All right. See the interesting thing. Hey Larry, I've got like a 10-second delay for the orders to open. So I click buy or I click sell, and 10 seconds later it opens the loss and make a little bit more profit. I see that I'm being a little bit choppy on you guys. So I'm just stretching that take profit out a little bit to make up a little bit on the loss side that I took. But now we reduce the risk and it can run back down, and I've got lots of capital to do it all over again. So a good little adjustment, good risk management. I've got this little level in here that we gotta try and break. Gonna buy there. to buy on Alveo. And then I'll show you how long it takes. Oh yeah, it still got my order where I placed it, but it just... All right, I'm gonna probably just keep us on Alveo for a bit. I'm just flipping back and forth to see how like the streaming handles it. It seems like flipping back and forth might actually cause some chop and lag. So it's probably better to not keep flipping back and forth between the platforms. I'm gonna just put Alveo on just because I want to look at Alveo. It's a nicer screen to look at. And then we've got this level right in here, if we can break that. Oh yeah, Alveo is so much nicer to draw on. Way nicer. Let's pop a buy in here. And I'm also doing on an MT5. Actually gonna put a couple in there. It's a good spot. Yeah, that took like 7-8 seconds that time for the trade to open up. It's interesting that it seems to be operating decently, but that it shut itself down like a few minutes ago. Okay, we're gonna break this wedge to the downside. Looks like it. We've got a bar that's closing for the break to the downside. What platform do you guys like looking at when it comes to this YouTube live stream? Oh, aggressive pop down on that candle. That's indication of a bigger move. There's a lot of action coming into the market. Volatility. I'm gonna just zoom into this candle for a sec. Taking a little profit and trying to make a turn to come back in. Super strong bull candle for the turn, coming back into that wedge. So it's a pretty good indication it's rejecting the break out of that wedge to the downside. So good chance we'll see an up leg. MT5 or Alveo, both are okay. All depends on how good they work. Yeah, we don't want Alveo just like closing and doing weird stuff on us. And good internet connection. Yeah, I feel like my internet has been okay, but we've chopped around a little bit this morning. Okay, still pushing up, trying to get back into those profits. Oh, it's actually bumping right into the trend line, right in here. Having a hard time right on that trend line. I'm going to take one of those trades off for a very small loss. And then if it pulls back down, we'll buy it again. And I think, oh, we've got just a 12, 13 minutes to the hour. You know what, I'm going to try and move over to my real account. So I'll stay on with you guys for just a little bit while I do that. I'm going to just see if the hedge fund account will trade. So we made 16 pips in that account, which was butchered. There's like a 32% loss on that account, but let's see what happens here. Okay, we loaded up the live account. It's just a $1,400 account right now. I haven't traded it in 3 weeks. If it pushes down, I'll just buy it. And can't really buy it right now though. Push down. Okay, I'll try one little buy there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 seconds to get that trade executed and loaded on. Opened up. It's kind of a long time for it to do that. Okay, so I've got to be much more careful and make sure that I follow my sizing rules. I've only got 30 trades in this account, which means I have to be even lighter than I was trading on the MT5 account. Okay, gonna buy it right there. So now, do they draw green? There we go. Okay, it's quietly coming down to this previous low. I'm gonna buy one more time. Okay, it's trying to make a turn. Do we have a nadir candle coming in here? Or do we have a close to the downside and an actual break? It would have to also break that news pivot, I think, to be a more substantial, clear run to the downside, because that news pivot is still over here. So I'm going to maybe just draw that news pivot on here also. Just plot that over here. 18567 right in there. If it gets down onto that line, I'll place a couple trades. Seems like it's building momentum to start breaking, which is so annoying. Okay, gonna buy one here. And I'm gonna add one more buy if it will let me. Don't know if it will open too. Okay, there's one that loaded up. Okay, it got two. All right. Two trades there. And I got this feeling it's going to just start running away. I hope not, but this might be that time where it just starts to run. All right, Larry, got to run. Thanks so much for coming in this morning. Really good to have you. Have an awesome weekend and maybe see you next week. Okay, here's the hour. Yeah, you're welcome, Vin. Add back into that slowly. Oh, I think we got one of those profits. If I can get another one, I will take off that top trade. for a loss. It's been interesting that a lot of this week, right around 9:30 my time, the market fades away from me and puts me in a losing position at this hour. I've noticed that a few times. So, okay, it's trying to make a turn, stage a turn here. Actually, I mean, if this could be a really good pivot point too. So I'm just gonna hold off on taking a loss just at the moment because it is staging a turn right now. Okay, 15 more seconds on the 1 minute candle. That's what I like about Alveo as well, is I've got the time, the clock right here. That's much more helpful. And we have a 5 minute bar close on the trigger, a little bit above it. So technically a reversal on the 5 minute chart. Have a great weekend, Vin. Thanks a bunch for coming in. Yeah, be blessed. Have a great weekend. I'm going to still see if I can finish up here in the next little bit, but if it fades away, it's just going to be a long time. So have an awesome weekend. Mm-hmm. All right, that's what I was kind of feeling, that bull bar was coming back. Let's see if that can create some energy to head back up. Okay, gonna take a small loss on that top one. and then just see if we can hit that target. Nice. Put a couple pips in the new account, or I mean in the live account here, so that's good. Nice way to finish off. And because we started on the other platform, I'm going to just run over and flip back over, and we'll finish out on MT5. And I need to just take a small loss here and a small win there. And there we go. Awesome. All right. That was a good session. So I'll just put the trade history on. Here's today's trading. Lots of good 100. And we have 0.33% gain on the day. So that was a really good, strong finish for the day. Nice, strong finish for the week. I think it was just have a quick recap at what we did. And I talked about how I was going to just trade light when we got in, and that helped me to wake up really, because I knew I was a little bit tired when we came in. And the cool thing is this big news candle woke me up. And then we performed pretty well, just marking out our trade support and resistance after the news. And that all worked out pretty well. That long-term trend line on the hour chart is what seemed to be holding for the buys, especially on this most recent move. And we'll just finish up on that leg. So strong, I'm explaining how this finished up on the wrong chart. So I'm going to quickly just go over that. So I just talked about how I was going to trade light before the news. That big news candle actually woke me up a little bit, and then we just traded back and forth. I think we placed a short up there, and then we used support and resistance to get into some more, bunch more longs, and that hour-long trend line came in to save the day for that last trade, that last leg up. So that's that. And we're going to wrap it up for the week. So thank you so much for coming in, and I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. God bless you all, and we'll see you next